Welcome back. This is Fantastic Pains and How We Hide Them. I'm not Chris.
And I'm not Karina.
And we're here together.
As usual.
For more fun times and shenanigans.
Yep.
We couldn't start for like 5 minutes because the laughter was uncontainable.
It was 31 minutes.
For 31 whole minutes.
Yeah.
We laughed. We didn't
giggled
stop
and
at
laughed.
all. Yeah.
Anyway, welcome to the podcast.
Yeah.
We are a sibling group. Well, I mean, the other people aren't related to us. But, you know, it's fine.
We are related, is what he's trying to say.
Yeah.
I'm just brown, and it's confusing for everyone.
Mm-hmm. She's
fine.
the variant. Rather, I'm the variant.
This is very true.
Where can they find us?
You can find us on most podcast formats if you don't feel like watching the silliness. We are not on Apple. Never Apple.
Mm-mm.
They know. They know. They know what they do.
Yeah, they do. They know.
By
They
now,
want more money.
By now, they know.
If they
you
want to
go.
reach out to us through our business email, we'll gladly say no to you in email. format.
Never Apple is what the reply will say. Yes.
Yeah, sorry, Apple.
Yeah.
Not sorry.
If you do feel like watching the shenanigans, which go on continuously, you can watch us on our YouTube channel, Fantastic Pains. Fantastic Pains is how you can find us generally anywhere and everywhere. Our website is live now, fantasticpains.com.
Yes, sir. And we have a Discord if you want to join in and have conversations with us or
Yes.
help us plan episodes and so on.
And get good support from lovely humans.
Yeah, and we fixed our roles so that people can actually
yeah,
participate.
I feel really bad about that. We had a live yesterday, and someone popped in, and we
Yeah, they couldn't
we
participate.
didn't
'cause
realize
roles.
until after.
Discord
It's
is a
bad.
confusing place. Don't worry about it. So, what are we going to
This
talk
world
about
is a
today?
confusing place. We are talking a couple different things. We're going to talk about allowing yourself or giving yourself permission to be ill, or to not feel good,
Mhm.
and then we'll be discussing bad days and how you climb out of that hole.
Yeah.
Stick around for fun times.
It'll make sense, too, in a minute why we're talking
Yes.
about this stuff.
And if you watched last week, it'll be funny.
Well, it was for us, but at the time it wasn't.
No, it's not haha funny. Now it's haha funny.
Mm-hmm.
It can be funny now. I give you permission to laugh hysterically at our stupidity.
Yeah.
Yep. So, moving on then, yeah?
Yes.
That makes it time for the weekly recap.
Check in. Brew.
Woohoo.
That's as close as I'm gonna get to
Brew.
doing the brew thing.
Brew.
Yeah, brew.
Brew.
Come on, brew. Don't you do brew? You don't watch our podcast, brew?
Do you even podcast?
Do you self-care, bro? Do you even love yourself? I'll go first. My week. Well, okay, let's start with last weekend.
Yes. Okay, so last week, if you watched, you know that we were both kind of in here all stuffed up and not feeling so great.
Mm-hmm.
And we were like, I don't know, it could be illness, it could not be illness.
Yeah, it could
We
be
have no
MCAS,
idea.
It could be weather. It could be all sorts of things.
Yep.
Don't know what it is this week.
Fast forward to Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And
Smash cut.
It's COVID.
COVID.
We
Just
had-
COVID.
We had COVID.
Yep. And I mean, because we're vaccinated, we're able to record today.
Yep.
I
That's
feel
true.
because
Yeah,
a lot of
holy
people had like
crap.
2 weeks or longer
Yeah.
dealing with the respiratory.
Yeah. Oof.
I mean, I still am, but
Not
Yeah.
nearly as bad as it was, though.
no, God, no.
Like, don't get COVID, by the way. Just don't do it. It's not fun.
It's a little
I
late to be giving people that advice. We're late to the
Didn't
game.
like it.
It's like now that it's like not in.
It's
the
not relevant anymore.
Exactly. It's not cool and trendy. We're like, yeah, all right,
We
let's try
missed
it.
the trend of catching COVID.
Ugh,
No.
it was brutal.
It was terrible.
Hated it. And we don't really remember last weekend either. It's weird
Yeah.
because we
it
weren't that
happened.
sick, but I don't remember recording.
Yeah, no.
I don't remember the footage. Like when I watch it back, usually when I'm editing, I know what's coming.
Right?
I was like watching it and I was like, whoa, why don't I remember this?
It was a fever dream.
Kind of.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So well, we didn't know we were sick until somebody in our circle was like, I'm sick. And I was like, oh no. Oh, dear. And I wound up taking the test and it like immediately was positive.
Yeah.
immediately was like, here's your line, as thick and dark as it could possibly be.
I still haven't messaged them. I got to message them. Remind me to message them.
Yes. We're blaming them.
Yeah. I mean, let's track it. Let's go all the way back up to the top. We'll find out who started.
Who did this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it was not a good time.
No. Yeah. So we had Monday through Thursday. I was a fever dream.
Yes.
I existed. I moved around and I tried to do things.
I did not.
You didn't. You had the opposite. No. She slept. I couldn't sleep.
Yeah. So I sleep like the entire time. I had like a panic moment at the beginning because I was like, I don't remember how to do this because I haven't been like sick like that. Not like took me out in a very long time. And I was like, I don't know how I survived this. Oh, wait. We sleep. You can't feel sick if you just are unconscious the entire time.
So she took all the sleep.
Yep.
And I didn't get any. No, I did. I got like 2-hour naps here and there. Like the episode editing was an adventure because I don't remember any of it. I mean, I remember like the order of events, but I don't remember the events. Like when I was in transition,
doing it, which
is so weird. Like that's the part you tune out normally.
Transitioning, yeah.
So like I downloaded the footage and I took a nap on the couch and I got up and I started to put everything together in Adobe. Took a nap. Then I got up again. I was struggling. I was forcing myself through this because I wanted to make it this week. Like I was like, if you're not skipping another week. I know,
because you skipped a week before. Oops.
And not happening. Not on my watch. Apparently. So we edited it. I think it's good enough. And I was like, I gotta upload it. Good. Took a nap. Uploaded it while I was napping. And then I sat down and it was basically done. Yep. And then it turned out well.
We're funny with fevers, apparently.
Funny with fevers. Now for kids.
Now for kids.
No, you're right. The last half of that is very belligerent of that episode.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, it's good. It's just funny.
Yeah.
I watched it and I was like, yes, this is good stuff. I like this.
I'm happy. I was really worried because we had to do that reshoot.
Yeah.
I thought maybe the second time we didn't do as well because I couldn't remember.
Right? Because we were like going downhill.
Yeah.
Like COVID had a very set schedule.
It really did. We were like on the same day. Jen's a day behind, so she's having her better day today. And then tomorrow she should feel good, hopefully.
Yeah. Like I feel pretty good today.
Yeah.
I don't feel ill anymore.
I feel like I have normal body aches.
Yeah.
Which I'll take. Like normalcy.
Normalcy.
Normal.
The fallacy of normal.
Yeah. What else did I do? Let me check my notes. You think.
Okay.
Don't think anymore.
Don't think anymore?
Stop thinking.
Stop.
Please.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. The last part was me destroying the computer almost.
Oh, yeah. Oops.
So this was yesterday, an hour before the live. I'm like, all right, get everything ready. Test it, make sure everything's good. And then I tripped on the HDMI cable that goes to my graphics card.
Yeah.
It yanked out, and I thought it was okay, so I plug it back in. All the monitors die. Which shouldn't happen when you plug in one thing.
Yeah.
They all died. And then I tried flipping different ports, and I didn't have another cable long enough, so I was like, oh my god. I killed it. And it's not cheap. It's like, I think it's like $1,000 still. It's a lot of money to spend on a piece of equipment.
For it to die.
Yeah, especially that way. I would feel so stupid. But turns out it was just the cable. I had to flip the cable around, and it worked just fine.
Which is so weird.
It
was like it didn't want to talk to that port anymore.
Not just the port, like
anything.
Right.
It was like, no, I'm done.
Cable? No.
Forget it. I'm finished.
Bro. But it's working now, so I'm not too upset.
Good.
Just thought it was the end of days.
Right. Tiny heart attacks.
I'll talk about your week for you so that you don't get a chance to. She slept. That's all she did.
Pretty much. I had fever and went to sleep and was like, you can't feel sick.
Jealous. I'm so jealous.
I just forced myself into unconsciousness. And so, like, Tuesday through Thursday, I was asleep.
And then yesterday, we had to, like, demuck ourselves.
Yeah.
We had to, like, get showered and super cleaned after being sick for a week.
Right? Oh, my God.
Gross.
My poor skin is so angry.
Yeah.
Like, everywhere. Everywhere. It's terrible.
Yeah, the sweat agitation was real bad.
Or the fever agitation. Like I have like it's all patchy in here because it was so dry, so dry, so angry. But yeah, no, I just like I turned into a feral bear or something. I'm like, I'm gonna go hibernate. Goodbye.
I think part of my problem is that I didn't take any of my medications.
Oh, because you were throwing up.
And I was also not. I had COVID brain, so like I was just forgetting in general, and so I was having really bad mania, kind of, and ADHD. Oops. And those two things make me want to do things, but then I physically can't. That's
just frustrating.
Oh, dude. I was like, I'm going to play games with friends. 1 hour later, I'm dead. I'm going to go take a nap.
I have died. It's over.
Yeah, no, it was horrible.
Yeah, no.
I did that for like 4 days.
I don't do that. I just sleep. Just sleep.
I'm jelly. I wish I could have slept through the whole thing.
Yeah, no, I was not happy about it. And at any time I woke up, I was like, this is the worst. Whose idea was this? I'm going back to bed. Good night.
Goodbye. Yeah.
And I watched Resident Alien.
Oh, yeah. You told me I have to watch that.
Oh, it's really funny. I like it a lot. Randy really likes it, too. It's a good one. And they renewed for a 3rd season. Woohoo.
Nice.
So there's more to come for me to binge. Uncomfortable knees today.
No.
Just in general.
Oh, that one didn't want to pop.
Ew.
That was
a
clunk.
Thank you. No.
All right. I feel better. So, because we were sick all week, we decided that we would talk about being ill and letting yourself be ill. Right. Or having bad days. Yeah.
So, I think we'll start with like permission to be ill, because this kind of started where this conversation piece started with, as soon as I took the test and it was positive, I was like, cool, I have permission to be sick.
Right.
I have permission to do nothing but be sick and not have to be responsible for anything. And like, I'm drawing all my little tendrils back. We're not gonna do anything but be sick, because that is a rare thing. Because like, if you, again, like go back to last week, we're like, I don't know if I'm sick. I don't know if I'm sick. Because we don't ever know.
No.
And half the time it's like, yeah, no, this is horrible, but it could just be my body.
Yeah.
Like, for those of you who are newer, I had shingles for a week.
I forgot about that.
And I didn't know it.
Until it was too late.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, what is happening? It hurts really bad. And then when I would tell people that I had had shingles, they're like, that was like the most painful thing I ever went through. And I was like,
lucky.
Interesting.
I know how your pain scale is weighed.
Interesting. Yeah. So it's a constant battle of like push through, because if you don't push through for one, when are you gonna push through?
Yeah.
Which, I don't know, it goes into that like masking piece where you keep having to choose to push through.
It's annoying to me, this masking part, because you think that when you're alone or when you're at home that you're not masking.
Oh, but you are.
Right. And that really bothers me.
Yeah.
There's like a mask that is so unintentional that you have to give yourself permission to be sick. Like, I am free of my responsibilities. I'm not going to mask any longer, and I'm just going to be ill.
Yeah.
But then you're like, where'd that mask come from? Who put this on me?
Yeah.
I didn't want this.
But that's the thing, is like, I don't know, at least for me, it's like, how sick is sick enough to be justified?
Yeah.
And so my brain goes, COVID is totally justified and no one can question it. Goodbye.
We also do it for other things, though. Like, like when we found out we had like broken bones or whatever, or like pre and post surgery.
Oh, yeah.
Like when the problem's really bad and it's acknowledged.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, I could take it easy on my knees because it's real.
Because it's a real thing. Right.
But it's not real until we hear it from a doctor, which is bizarre to me.
Right.
Because we're feeling the pain. You'd think we'd go, oh, ow, that's not right. Let's rest it.
I know. I still have to get my ankles looked at.
Yeah.
For sure.
I missed my imaging because it was this week.
Yep.
Not happy about that.
I knew that when I was watching it back. I was like, oh, no, he didn't go.
I didn't even attempt.
Ooh. And, of course, Jen's been sick, too, so.
Oh, and I talked to David. That's what I did.
I didn't hear about that.
No, this is kind of fun.
Okay.
David has had COVID 6 times.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm pretty sure that's what he said. It was 6 times. And he's like, every time it was the worst. And I was like, yeah. And he was talking about how it seemed like I was doing okay, because I sounded like death.
Yeah.
Because it was like day 1, Monday or something.
Oh, yeah. And it's all in your head and like, ugh.
I was like,
Gross.
my voice is 3 octaves lower and I can barely get noise out of it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we talked. He was very sweet the whole time. He was
Good.
like, thank you for not coming in. I was like, thank
Yeah.
you for letting us call in, dude. Like,
yeah.
I was ready to just schedule it for way later.
Right. Which is hard because that's like a whole nother 2-3 weeks.
Yeah. It would have been, yeah,
No.
because they're hard to get scheduled.
Yeah.
They're popular now.
So popular.
I love it. I mean, I do. I love it for them. It's good.
Good.
Like, they've expanded into a new building and
Good.
everything.
Especially bouncing back after what happened to them.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, no.
that was
No joke.
crazy. No.
But yeah, I totally forgot about that. That was part of my fever dream that happened.
Yeah. There's a lot of fever dream.
Oh, ton of shit. Like I was telling you last night, there was that dream I had where I yelled in Jen's face.
Yeah.
I was in bed and I was dreaming about something going on and I needed magic. I needed the magic, right? So I scream it out in the dream, right? But in the dream, I was in bed laying next to her and I just yelled in her face because it was like a weird self-aware moment where like, oh shit, I think I just yelled at her in my sleep really loudly. So the other day I had to check in and be like, so Jen, and she's like, what? I'm like, the other night, did I yell in your face while you were asleep? And she's like, I don't think so. I was like, no, you would remember it because, oh boy, was I loud. And what I screamed in the dream was, I need the magic. And Jen had the magic and she wasn't going to give it to me. So I legit thought that I screamed that in her face, like right here.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I need the magic.
I need the magic.
It's great.
So I did that.
Great.
That was fun.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, my whole week was a fever dream.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot of like getting up, going outside, deciding being awake was horrible, and then stopping that.
I'm just now wondering if you're masking for yourself, right? Like you normally mask for others to like fit into a situation, but
yeah,
like when you're letting yourself be sick, like you're demasking, but that mask is like yourself. Does that make sense? Like you're doing it to yourself?
kind of. Like, I don't know. For me, it goes back to that like primal brain, awake brain, or like child brain, adult brain.
Yeah.
And adult brain is the mask because adult brain has to like, it still has to do stuff, and it still has to be alive, and it still has to like participate in society and not be a total disaster. And so I think that is the mask where like adult brain has to come in and be like, nope, we gotta pack it all up and push through, because what else can you do?
Yeah. See,
and then child brain is that unmasked, like you're allowed to be in your emotions and you're allowed to be in your body without judgment.
I had a moment, right, where I was like, okay, I'm sick. I'm allowed to be sick.
Yeah.
Like I was going to lay down and just do recovery mode for the week. But either because of mania or my ADHD, I kept getting up to do things.
Yeah.
I feel like I was just masking for myself. Like I didn't want to be sick or something. Does that make any sense?
That does make sense, yeah. Because I've done it before where you're like, I'm going to just decide to not be sick now.
Yeah.
I've done it.
I'm just now realizing that's what I was doing.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
Well, it's like, remember when my left hip wasn't healing the way I wanted it to, and I was frustrated and it was going so slow, and eventually I was like, nope, I'm going to treat it like it's normal until it's normal again.
Right.
It's that same piece, I feel like.
I could not fully remove the mask or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I was going to, and then I was like, no, you know what? I'm just going to pretend like I'm fine. And then push myself through things knowing that I'm not fine. And then being surprised.
Be miserable as soon as the sun goes down.
Oh my God. Oh, it was horrible. But like I kept having the revelation of, oh my God, I'm so sick. I'd be doing something and I'm like, this isn't painful.
Yeah.
I'm really ill.
Yeah.
I should be resting.
I should be resting.
Yeah, that's just my brain.
I should not be doing this.
This is a bad idea.
Where am I?
Yeah.
It's just such a weird thing, too, because how do you measure it? How do you measure any of it?
Right.
And we've talked about it before where, like, my coworkers will be like, oh, Karina, like, you don't look like you feel good. Why are you here? And I'm like, if I wasn't here every time I didn't feel good, I would never be here.
Yeah.
I would never be here. So,
yeah.
How do you measure that? And I feel like that's where the mask, like, that's what the mask's job is and then it turns into like a catch-all.
Right.
Where you're like, you're not measuring things carefully or thoughtfully. You're just like, nope, I can function through it.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Everything is fine.
Yeah.
Walking on 2 dislocated ankles. Nope, it's fine.
Talk about dislocations. Being ill. Oh my God.
Oh, laying in bed so much. Like, as much as it's great to just have the power to be unconscious, when you wake up, oh my God.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Everything is dislocated and angry and
both
horrible.
of my hips kept sliding in and out all throughout the entirety. So they're killing me today.
Yeah.
Knees would kind of buckle. They weren't as bad. And my shoulders ate a ton of it.
Oh my God, my shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
I dislocated my shoulders. Randy put one back yesterday, and it was like a deep thunk.
Yeah.
That thing had been out for a while. And then I dislocated my hip and, of course, both of my ankles in bed.
Of course, yeah. Doing nothing.
Literally not doing...
What did you do? Rolled over?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Yeah. Gravity happened at one point, and they were like...
Pretty
goodbye.
much.
Thunk.
That's the worst, too, because there's
So
no relieving
stupid.
it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Getting it back, you can't really get it in when it's just barely sitting out.
Right.
It's like, there's
it's
no
like on the lip
relief.
all the time.
Yeah.
And you're like, I can't just go where you're supposed to go.
It feels like it's like a lot of the time that my hips are sitting on the labrum. Because that's where it's really sensitive and where they've had to repair everything. So
Yeah.
I'm really acquainted with that.
Does it feel like... Because I don't know what I don't know what I feel
right
in the hip. I know that there's like a muscle band that goes over the like lip,
mm-hmm.
I guess. And that lip is what hurts all the time.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm like, I don't know what that is. It just hurts.
It's pain.
But I don't want to be like, hey, you know how you fixed my hips?
Right.
I broke them.
It's way
Here,
too soon.
Fix them again.
It's not actually way too soon because I had to do that for my shoulder.
Yeah.
I had my right shoulder done twice, like 6 months apart.
See, but if I do the right hip, I'll ruin the left one again.
Oh yeah, in recovery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because having one leg is not it.
So just have them like put you in a permacast or something.
I will waddle around like a duck.
Yeah. That's
or
fine.
a mummy.
Or a dummy. A duck mummy.
I'll be a crash test.
You could be a dummy or a muck. You choose.
A dummy or a muck.
You're a muck?
I'm a mess.
Then I'm a dummy.
So he's a dummy and muck. Great. This is a really weird child's show. It's not okay.
Welcome to Dummy and Muck.
I don't like
Dislocate in the morning. Do it! Dislocate!
Fabulous.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
It's just not easy.
No, and like you said, like it's hard to figure out when that limit is.
Right.
Or where it is. Like COVID's pretty easy. Like that's a big one, right?
Yeah.
Like we're like,
well,
oh,
societally it's justified.
right.
You're like, I can feel horrendous because people have felt horrendous.
Why does everybody weigh themselves against everyone else? The comparative suffering really annoys the shit out of me now.
Right. Well, and I think it's capitalist standard, first of all, because it's that like we have to keep working and we have to keep the people working.
Yeah.
And that's why like quarantine times have changed so often is not because, oh, we're learning more about the illness. No, we're not. We're just annoyed that people are not working.
Yeah.
So I think there's that aspect. And I know that weighs really heavy on like myself, and I know Summer too.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's hard. It's hard to work full-time and be full-time ill.
From now on, you can't just say Summer. You have to say friend of the podcast, Summer.
Friend of podcast, Summer.
Summer, who is the friend of the podcast?
She, who is the podcast. What?
Not you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Too much responsibility to leave no goodbye. No. But outside of that piece, too, it's hard because we don't want to be judged as, and this is not anywhere near what any of us are, and it's so stupid that we have to, like, fear it, is, like, attention seeking or like hypochondriac or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, everything is wrong all the time, and people are like, ugh, wow, everything is wrong with them all the time.
Yeah.
And that's the voice we hear inside of our heads.
What's weird to me is that, like, I also do the same thing, right? But nobody's judging me. I don't feel like anyone in my immediate vicinity is judging me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I think it's also, there's like a self-preservation element to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because if we were that sick all the time, how could we go on?
Right.
Right? Like, we have to be able to function. But then we start to lose the ability to judge one thing over another.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It does.
And that's frustrating because I get it, like, and I do it all the time. It's definitely self-preservation for me, which is why it drives me crazy when people are like, oh, I'm so sorry. Or like, oh, wow, you're really brave. No, go away. Stop it. You're ruining my illusion of everything is fine.
I got told once that I was a warrior. Tell that boy that he's a warrior. I actually liked that compliment.
Well, at the time, like,
it was my first like somebody affirming that it sucks to have EDS.
Yeah.
That was the first time someone had said something, and I was like, all right, I love it. I've been affirmed.
There you go.
But,
yeah. I don't know. For me, it is that, like, and it took me a long time to figure out that it's not necessarily their pity as much as it is, it cracks my armor.
Yeah.
It cracks my armor, and my armor is made up of course I can do this. I've always done this. Like,
yeah,
I'm fine until I'm not fine.
I love that mode.
Right? Like, that's my entire life. But
so
it's
then,
hard.
Did you actually feel rested and fulfilled?
With COVID?
With COVID, yeah.
COVID rested and refreshed me.
Oh, God, no, it didn't.
No. I slept so much. My body needed it so much. Like, I think my husband could attest. I was probably asleep for like 3 out of 4 days.
Shit.
Just continually.
Dude,
and I would wake up and do
jelly.
something for like an hour or two and then be like, this is horrible. Good night.
So jealous.
So, like, the escapist in me is so happy. And then my body is like, I don't remember how to sleep for a normal amount of time now.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get that back on track. But
Well,
I feel like I took care of me to the best of my ability. If that
so you were able to, like, follow through.
Yeah.
That was really what I was getting at. Because
Yeah.
I didn't.
I had a bath even, and I made tea.
I did take a really nice bath. It was really nice. But, like, I had the complete opposite experience where, like, I couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to stop trying to do things. Like, I'd be like, okay, now I'm going to go lay down because I don't feel well.
Mm-hmm.
And then as soon as I got down and my blood pressure normalized, and, you know, like, I'd wait for a fever to end.
And I feel like my husband might do this too, where, like, you get sick, but then it's like cabin fever immediately kicks in.
Kind of, yeah.
Like, your inability to do things makes you crazy.
Oh, absolutely.
And you're like, I'm going to go do things. I'm going to go do things.
Yeah.
I'm going to go do things. And you're like, stop. Just sit down.
It's called mania.
Watch the TV.
See, I couldn't focus on anything either, though.
Yeah.
Nothing grabbed my attention. So I would try different things, and then nothing worked.
It was like, everything is boring. Go to night.
Yeah. I wish. Like, our sleep schedule still isn't fixed. I think Jen and I were both up at like 5.
Oh, wow.
And I took
woke
my
up
night
at
meds.
like 8 this morning. No, it was earlier than
Dang,
that.
girl.
And I got up, I used the restroom, and I went back to sleep.
Nice.
Because I am going to sleep as much as I freaking can before the next quarter starts. Because I need to be like some kind of refreshed.
Yeah.
At some point.
Oh, yeah,
or I will just die. So yeah, I'm off for the next week, which is
kids
great.
Are off too.
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm like gonna do nothing, and then I'm gonna clean my house, and then I'm gonna do more nothing.
I wanted to do that.
You want to clean my house?
No, I want to clean my house.
Oh well, that's.
I know.
Sorry, I can't help you with that one.
Yeah, you could. Honestly,
if
you
wanted to come clean my house, you.
No,
could,
I don't.
But...
No. Not happening. You're gonna clean my house for free and alone. No one will help you. We're all gonna watch. We're gonna get popcorn like and watch you clean.
As children, when we would trade chores.
Chores, yeah. Yep.
That was good times. No, it was not. But it was funny.
So there's a point that I keep trying to get to, but I can't quite get there. About like. It's okay to have bad days and be sick, right?
Yeah.
Like, we all fight it initially, right? Like you said, there's the gotta keep going, gotta do things, can't be sick. I have a life to live. Or it's not severe enough.
Yes.
Or it's invisible.
Yeah.
A lot of cases where you're having a bad day and people are gonna be like, well, what happened?
Yeah.
Like, well, I went to bed last night.
I hate that. What happened?
I slept. Oh, but then what did you do? No, I died. I slept.
I don't know.
And then I woke up and I had dislocated a bunch of things and I'm in a lot of pain. I'm having a bad day.
Yep.
But
yeah.
But why though?
But why though? How come?
Explain it. Well, it's a cup with dirt in it. I call it cup of dirt.
Just give me an F and let me go home. Sorry.
Little Brian Regan for everybody. Old school Brian Regan.
Yeah.
But yeah,
well, sorry, I was circling this thought. So, getting to the idea that it's okay to have bad days,
mm-hmm.
Do you think there's fear around, if you stopped for the illness, you wouldn't be able to get going again after?
Yes. I mean, I even have that.
Yeah. That's a big one for me. I'm like, if I slow down, I will lose momentum and then I will die.
Or if you concede to a new thing
mm-hmm.
and you're adding it to your repertoire of pain.
See, that one is less bothersome for me.
See, it hits me weird because it's like you fall into that spiral of, oh, it's getting worse. It only can be worse because it's a new pain or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
it doesn't always happen.
I'm sure it happens to me in the moment.
Right.
But I try to stick with it gets different.
Yeah.
Instead of it gets worse.
Absolutely. Like when my kidneys were killing me.
Yeah.
I was like, I guess this is the new thing. Kidney pain.
Yeah. Everything. I have facial pain now. That's fun. And facial spasms. And I love it. Super cool.
Totally does. She won't stop talking about it.
Phenomenal. I love.
Let me tell you about my facial tics. They're pretty cool. Watch this, and then she throws her head back and then twitches a bunch, and then looks at you expectantly, like you're gonna give her a cookie. No, dude, that was terrifying. You're a fucking demon. You're possessed. Please stop spinning your head in circles. No cookie for you. Not today. Not ever. Stop it. I speak from experience, by the way. This has happened more than once.
I'm gonna die.
Yes. That's the point. We're all gonna die.
That was wow. Thank you.
Yeah,
thanks
you're welcome
for that.
I got you.
It was the looks at you expectantly, and then I was done. I was like, oh God, she's the dog. Look, I can spin my head around.
Watch this.
But I don't think there's any part of me that's like, this can't be happening to me.
There are people that have that reaction, though.
Yeah.
And that...
Because I'm like, it is happening to me currently.
It's kind of like what Jen happens into on accident, where she's working too much and doesn't realize it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then when when I'm like, you should take it slow. She's like, no, never. I've got to go harder. And you're like, no, stop. Dear Lord, do you realize what you're doing to yourself?
But it's
I'm
fun.
watching you literally rot away.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, let's do it more. No.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's probably me in general, where I'm just like...
When it comes to EDS, we're kind of that way.
Yeah.
Like, oh, my hips hurt. I'm going to go dig a trench. What? Why? I've always wanted a trench in the backyard.
And my hips hurt.
And my hips are in
I
pain.
don't know what to tell you. I've got to go
that,
dig
like,
a trench.
A bad idea? No, shut up.
It's like when people are like, should you be doing that if you're blah, 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 blah? And you're like, should you be butting into my business to ask me if I should be doing that?
I like that that's your reaction.
Go away.
To someone being like, I'm worried about you. Should you be doing this? This seems like a bad idea. And you're like, fuck off, please.
I said, please.
I was polite.
God.
Could you just not? I'm going to dig a trench.
I have trench digging things that I have to accomplish today.
It's on my to-do list, so I prove to myself that I'm a human being still, and the pain isn't real.
Pain isn't real. Pain is the only thing that's real.
Well, I mean, that's the end product, right? That's the lesson that they don't learn. Like, why do I hurt so bad now? What? The trench looks horrible, too. This isn't working out. This was a bad
I'm going to go
idea.
take a nap.
Yeah. Nap time.
Fuck this trench.
And then it never gets finished.
No, and then you just have like, you dug a line in your yard for no reason.
Yeah, guy.
God, and you still don't have a trench.
Really wanted that trench, too.
Just need a trench.
Yeah. Anyway. It's probably time to go and take a break.
I think so. All right. If you've been here before, you know the drill. Drink some water.
Have a snack, because you are a snack.
You are a snack.
Wink.
Best looking snack around.
Anyway.
Take your
what
meds.
else? Yeah, take your meds if you haven't. If you're doing chores, take a break maybe.
Yes, stop digging the trench
Take
just for a moment.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, the trench will still be there.
If you have COVID, go to bed.
Why are you up?
If you're not suffering of COVID, maybe do something nice for yourself.
Sunlight.
Sunlight helps a
Yes.
lot.
Yes, much sunlight. Do it. We're going to go do some of those things.
Yes.
And we'll be right back. Bye-bye.
Fantastic Pains now has merch. I know we've been promising it for a while, but it is here. You can find our stuff at fantastic-pains.creator-spring.com. We have t-shirts, hoodies, leggings, wine coolers, I guess you can call them, and my very favorite backpack. So take a minute, go check us out.
Welcome back. How was your break? Ours was really good. It wasn't necessarily sunny outside, but it wasn't bad.
Well, I'm angry about it, so. Fwah.
She's fwa. Effed up and angry. It's our new thing.
our new thing.
Fwa.
It's great for fun times. Great.
Fwa.
Great.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
in this second half, we wanted to talk about building ladders, having bad days, and how to try and turn it around.
Yeah.
Because bad days happen.
Yes. Well, and like allowing yourself to have bad days outside of that, like,
Yeah.
outside of feeling like you have to justify it.
Right.
Because you can have bad days that don't have to be justified to people.
Especially yourself.
Yeah.
Like, I have to do that all the time where I'm like, oh, I'm having an abnormal day. Like, you don't register it as abnormal, right? Like,
Yeah.
You're sick and you're like, oh, man. It's like you've always been sick and
Yeah.
that's the new bar.
Well, and that's the thing is, like, it's hard to get out of feeling like everything is forever.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. It's hard because, like I said before, how do you quantify? How do you measure what's a bad day versus what's just a day?
Right. So you have to be a little self-aware.
Yeah.
Little self-aware wolves out here.
Self-aware wolves. It's funny because I always think about my pain psych asked me like how I measure pain.
Yeah.
And I was like, I have no idea what you're asking me. I have no clue because it doesn't work that way.
Right.
And that's the hard part, is because we want it to work that way. We want it to be like, oh, this is a level 1 pain, and this is a level 2 pain, and this is a blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, no, pain is pain. Sometimes I just don't have the, like, bandwidth to deal with it.
It's like a nebulous concept.
Right. Which is why, like, it bothers me so much when people are like, well, what level is your pain? And you're like,
I haven't leveled it up in a while. It's level 4. But I mean, there are only 2 settings. 4
fighting
or 7.
type, you know.
You're either a 4 or a 7. Don't lie to us.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
There's some 3s out there, but they should be saying 4. Come on, guys, step it up. Honestly. And if you're
4,
8, 9,
it's
or
normal.
10, I'm sorry.
7, I'm feeling a thing. 8, 9, 10. Oh my God, I would like to die now. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's how it's measured.
Yep.
But like, when do you allow yourself to have a bad day?
When I realize, like I was saying, that it's abnormal. So then it's like an exception, and I feel I'm giving myself permission to heal and relax.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, otherwise I would be like, I gotta power through it because this is my normal now. Because we do that, you know?
Yeah. Oh my God, that's where I have a really hard time, because I'm like, I'll just adopt everything as normal. I'm like,
yeah.
This horrible thing that's brand new is normal now.
Yeah.
I've always had an exploding appendix. Shut up.
Don't judge me for it. That's rude. How's your appendix doing?
We don't talk about people's appendixes in front of them, okay?
Not in the polite company.
It's rude.
Spoonies. You can't talk about it with them.
They'll tell you to lie to your doctor.
Oh, yes.
Ooh. No.
Remember, don't lie to your doctor.
No, don't do that.
Also, we're not morticians, so maybe you should? I don't know. Probably not.
You just tell them you're not dead. I don't know.
Yes. Tell them that you have
a pulse.
Chronic fatal life syndrome. It won't go away. And
it won't go away.
You're stuck in it, and it's not fun.
I'm going to say that to my doctor.
I have chronic fatal life
syndrome. And it won't go away.
Why? How do I no we don't talk about that. No. Put you in lockup. Anyway. So if you can identify or accept that you're having an exception, like this is a bad day, and you are struggling, you can struggle all day in bed and like kind of bemoan yourself.
Yeah.
Like wallow in it and try and fight. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
It's not. It's a horrible day.
Okay, so there's a few different ways that I feel like that presents.
Yeah.
Right? Is like wallow in it as like poor me.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's like I'm giving up.
Right.
And this is like I just am gonna exist this way.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's like I'm gonna fight through it. Right?
Yeah.
And each of those things kind of has a different path that it takes.
Yes.
I'm not sure where I'm going with that, but there's it was broken up inside of my brain.
Yeah, it's a good point. It depends on your mood too.
Yeah. With like the mood-based learning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that hits me hard.
Yeah.
Mood-based learning messes me up because I've had really bad lows and they're attached to very specific feelings and smells and things.
Yeah.
And, one thing will send me back. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah. Well, and if you hit despair is not a good place to be.
No.
Despair is a really difficult place to deal with because you're like, well, what is the point?
Yeah.
Why are we doing this? I don't recall.
So you're better off expending your energy on building a ladder.
Right.
Which is doing any small task that's self-care, basically,
mm-hmm.
and giving yourself credit for it.
Yeah. Well, and I think there's one really important piece with building a ladder that I really like is the acknowledging that it sucks.
Yes.
And letting it suck.
Mm-hmm. That's huge.
Yeah. But acknowledging that it sucks is not like giving up.
Yeah, it's not the defeatist.
Right. Yeah. Acknowledging that it sucks is like, no, this sucks and I hate this.
And it's going to suck.
And it's going to suck, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks and it's okay. Like, that's where we're at. So, what kind of things go on your ladder?
On my ladder, it's usually reaching out to people is my first step.
Yeah.
It's weird, but it is. Like, I need to externalize it.
Yeah.
Like, if I wake up and it's bad, I've got to tell Jen, or I'll message you, or like just putting it out there kind of makes it more real for me.
Acknowledging the suck.
Right.
Yeah.
Being like, hey, I'm having a shit time.
Yeah.
And then everyone's like, dude, that sucks. And you're like, yeah, right. Like, I don't expect anything out of it.
Right. It's just like, I need to say this to somebody who's not me.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Externalize.
That's my first round. And then movement is the second one.
Yeah.
Getting up and moving.
Yeah.
Even when it sucks.
That's a hard one.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's like shower.
Yeah.
Shower is like my first step all the time, which I'm like, if I can make it into the shower, I can get the rest of the day going, usually.
Yeah. If
I can't make it into the shower, it's an exceptional day.
Right.
And that's when I'm like, okay, we're going to do things that feel good instead.
Right. Well, yeah, it doesn't have to be the same every time, right? Like,
right.
As long as you're doing things that are kind of self-care like, or
yeah,
that you're giving yourself credit for. That's really what it is.
Right. And your ladder doesn't have to go productive places.
Oh, no.
Like, it can just be, it's just for you. It's for you to have.
Yeah.
And for you to use.
It's not pressure to produce.
Right. It's just a way to help you kind of get out of that really low place.
Yeah. Yep. And it works. It's a bear of a thing, but
yeah,
it works.
Yeah.
You just got to practice it too. That's what Martina was saying in that video last night that we were watching.
Yeah.
At the live, we watched some King Kogi videos.
Yes.
And she was saying that it sucks. Yes, we agree. Bad days suck.
Yep.
I lost my train of thought. And because they suck, where was that thought going?
So it didn't have to lead anywhere productive. Oh, practice it.
Practice it, yes. Yeah. And that's hard because you have to do that on days when you don't feel bad.
Yeah.
But you can still.
And it's funny because we already kind of do these things because it's all built in ritual, right?
Yeah.
Like it's the things that we go through or the motions we go through that help us to rebuild our day.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So for me, taking a shower is not just taking a shower. It's like really mindfully going through to make myself feel good. Like I'm clean and I feel good and my hair is brushed and I'm like, I'm in a good place there. So next is like coffee.
Yeah.
Coffee, because it tastes good and it's part of my like rituals of make things better. And it's that way for like work too. If I'm having a really bad day, I'm like, oh, I need a coffee.
Right.
I need a coffee. I need to complete a ritual.
Right. It's very much what Martina was saying. She has that coffee ritual.
Yeah.
The way she brews it is very specific.
Right.
And multi-stepped. But that's the point, is that you're kind of in the moment.
Right.
Doing something procedural that you love.
Right. Right.
I'm trying to figure out what my version of that is because I do stuff. I do things, guys. Imagine that.
Stuff and things.
I exist outside of the podcast even. You could see me.
In real life.
I exist. I'm a lot bigger in real life too. I'm just a giant, big old roly-poly. Anyway.
This boy.
I've had good self-talk today. I can say one negative thing. It's not even negative. I like pill bugs. They're the best. Roly-polies are the kings of the bug kingdom.
Well, they're not bugs, so.
Exactly.
They're arthropods.
Yes, I know. You think you're so smart. She thinks she's clever.
Just because you're clever too doesn't make me unclever.
No, it doesn't. It negates you.
Oh.
All of you.
Then it negates you. Great, thank you.
Well, have you ever? This is a tangent. Have you ever been like we're doing the podcast, we're talking, and then we say something at the same time, and you're like, well, fuck me. I guess I don't need to say all this stuff. I'll just sit here. Like we'll have a whole conversation just looking at each other. That ever happened? Because it happens to me sometimes. Like, oh, I've been negated. She knows all my moves. That's it.
I get to the words before he got to the words. It's a race to the words.
To the words.
Ready, set, go.
Anyways. What I was trying to figure out what my procedural thing is. I have a ritual for the office actually.
Yeah.
I just realized that's probably what that is. Is that I come in and I turn everything on and I set everything up. Because I like if I feel like streaming that day.
Yeah.
Or not. Everything has to be ready.
Right.
In case I want to turn it on or off. So I come in here, I set up the lights, I get all the pillows like how I want them because I always want it different. They never look right to me and it pisses me off. And then I'll mess with the camera, get everything good, and then sit down, and then I'm good to go.
There you go.
You know, but that's like you wake up, get up, shower. I should add food in there, but I don't usually.
I don't either, unless it's like a special day. Unless it's a day where I'm feeling. I don't even know because it's weird every time. It's some days it's pain, some days it's like defeating fatigue.
Right.
Other days it's like illness, like I don't feel good.
Mm-hmm.
And then some days it's like POTS. So different things, but usually it does not include
I do food like once a day in the evening.
Ditto. I snack all day.
I used to. I stopped.
Yeah. I'll eat like Cheez-Its and goldfish.
Because I'm big.
Shut the
Anyway,
I'm gonna punch you.
I'm gonna get punched. It's gonna be
directly
very funny.
in the face.
My fist directly to the face.
Directly to the forehead.
I'll take it.
Terrible.
I'll soak it up and die. Anyway, so I have my procedural. What do you do when you've gone through like your basic steps and you still haven't really gotten going? You know what I mean? Like you're still lagging and the day's still weighing on you.
Usually at that point, it's like I will go back to bed for a little while.
Yeah.
I don't usually like go to sleep necessarily, but if I don't have anywhere to go,
lay down
or do, like I will go back, lay down, and I'll find generally something funny.
Yeah.
And that'll help kind of lift me up a little bit. And then I will reattempt. Sometimes I set like a timer where I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to try again at 3:00.
Have you seen that TikTok about like if you're hungry, go outside?
Yeah,
if
I really like that
thirsty, kick a cat.
So it's
if you think people hate you, they do.
If you feel like you hate everyone, eat something.
Yes.
If you feel like everyone hates you, go to sleep.
If you think everyone hates everyone, go outside.
Go outside. And then there was one more.
There is.
I don't remember.
Me either. I'll
have to find it. So it was a TikTok that I watched fairly recently.
It's a good point. Like when you're having these extreme emotions, you can help at least, what's the word I'm looking for? Manage.
Yeah.
Because it's not like it's going to fix it, but it'll make things better.
Yeah. Well, and not trying to like fix everything, I think is really important and something that we all need to get better at because our world is full of like instant gratification.
Yes.
And we all want to feel better right away. We don't want to go through painful emotions and we don't want to go through physical pain and discomfort. We want it to like stop and go away, right? So sometimes we get caught up in the loop of like trying to solve it instead of treating us. Like feed your soul and you'll do better.
I have a friend who's going through something emotionally right now, like heavy, and he's having that problem where he's like, I need something that fixes it, and like you can't, man.
Don't.
And it's not like normal depression because it's based on other people,
right?
So it's not like it's not like,
well, and you can't fix other people,
right? That's the problem. Is that like he got hurt and he'd like, I don't want to experience this. It's like,
right? And you're like,
part
I'm
of it
so
is
sorry, but you are.
Part of it is experiencing it.
Yeah. Well, and part of life is experiencing it. Like I feel like this is very 14 and deep of me, but like pain is
a reminder that we're still alive.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I experience it.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Other times mood-based learning. But, you know.
Yeah.
There are pains where you're like, oh my God, make that stop because it's intense or surprising and we haven't had a chance to like collect ourselves. But a lot of the time we can just be like, okay, it's pain.
Yeah.
We're going to like ride it out. I don't know.
It's pain.
Sometimes you just have to.
No.
I knew it.
It's got the hate. It's got the hate.
Why do I even bother?
I can't think of a more hateful thing. Well, that's it, everybody. I have officially destroyed the podcast with a meme.
I hate you.
She loves me.
I love you.
She doesn't mean it. Let me tell you how she feels. I'll explain it to you using small words.
Today. Wow. Wow. He's a monster.
Yeah. I am. Don't look at me. I know what's going on. I can see into your soul. It's not happening. Not today.
What's not happening today?
Me. I am a monster. I'm just on one. I can't help it. I have all this like built up spice from being sick.
It's great though. I love it.
I'm spicy boy.
It's more fun that way. Well, and I think for both of us, humor is like major interrupter of the like mood-based learning.
That's huge. Like
right?
Even if I'm like really angry, when I've had conversations and I'm all alone and I'm mad at people for things they didn't do or say, you know what I mean? Like, and I know I'm being irrational. I'll put something like I'll go to TikTok and then as soon as I giggle, everything's fine.
It's all good.
I just need to giggle once.
It's all good.
And then I'll reset.
Yeah.
That conversation never happened because I'm dumb. I hurt my own feelings.
I do that all the time.
Oh, yeah.
When you do that, just call it out. I call it out. Like, I'll be standing there, like, doing something, and then I'll be like, I just hurt my own feelings.
Mm-hmm.
That was not nice of me. What the heck? I had confession time. I called myself an idiot child the other day.
Wow.
Because I was, like, looking for my keys. I couldn't find them anywhere. I was like, idiot child, what did you do with the keys?
Thank God.
Oops.
Idiot child.
I was talking to the part of me that was like playing with the keys when I was clearly delusional and sick.
Yeah.
I hid them from myself.
Yeah, you
put
did.
them in my bag for
You're
some
a
reason.
boss.
Because
You're a girl boss.
Ew, no, thank you.
Ew, no.
Stop it.
You're a strong, independent person. Yeah, you're not a woman. You're not a lady.
No lady.
You're no lady.
No lady.
You're barely human.
He's on a tear.
Being a sister is just, it must be horrible. I wouldn't know. Because I'm a man.
I'm a brother.
Oh, brother.
Ugh.
Coming next fall.
I dislocated my shoulder just now.
Oh, God. I just popped my back a bunch.
Ow.
Yeah, man. I'm feeling today.
Yeah. It's coming in quickly. It was super sunny and lovely outside, and now it is cloudy, and it's starting to get cold and windy.
Mm-hmm.
So the pain, comes for
like
us.
The polar, Arctic. Polars.
The polar Arctic.
The polar bears are coming. The spinning polar bears. They're coming from
Sharknado.
Canada.
This time with polar bears.
It's basically Sharknado, but with polar bears.
There's no escape.
I can't even form a thought because I want to do the bit, but I also just want to say the thing I was thinking of. I'm torn between funny and expression. I just want to say the thing. What is it called?
I know what you're talking about, but I don't know.
What is it called?
Because now I'm stuck on polar bears.
Oh my! The Canadian polar bears are gonna come down spinning towards us. Oh, it's gonna get really weird in Colorado.
If it's black, fight back. If it's brown, lay down. If it's white, you're shit out of luck.
If you're white,
and
you're spinning,
you're out of luck.
Are you T-posing and spinning? Because you got problems.
I'm gonna die.
My poor lungs are
What
struggling
is it
so
called?
hard. You have Google.
I want to use my brain. I'm trying to get over COVID brain so hard by doing it myself, you know?
It's the... I don't know.
It's the cold beam that comes around.
The cold beam. El Niño. This is great.
I hate everything that's happening right now.
I'm having a really good time.
Oh my god, this is the worst episode that's ever happened. No, I don't want fucking boots.
No boots. The polar boots, they're
Polar
coming.
vortex is dipping and it's gonna get cold.
Vortex.
I got to polar.
The spinning polar bears.
The spinning Arctic polar bears come down and they bring the ice with them, and then it makes it cold around. Science.
Well, yeah, because how are they gonna hunt if it's not snowing?
Come on, get with it,
bruh.
Bruh.
Do you even podcast, bruh?
Bruh. Do you even?
Do you even
podcast?
Do
bruh?
you? Do
Bruh.
you even?
Oh
my god, I'm so sorry.
Fuck, dude.
Bad things are happening.
This is a side effect of fevers and week-long pain.
And we haven't
and weather.
seen each other much, so it's got to come out at some point.
That's true. Why not do it on camera?
We have to be crazy. We're insane people.
Yes.
They pull us out of the basement once a week for podcasting, and then we go away. People wish we went
They put
away.
me in the dark, dingy room and like, make the episode, boy. And I'm like,
Can
I have some food? After you make the episode, I'll think about it. But I'm really hungry. And then I bully myself into making the episode. Turns out really well, and I'm kind of proud of it. And then my brain's like, haha, you'll never be good at anything.
Oh my god. Your
And
brain is a dick.
I'm saying, got some problems, like a little conflict.
Okay, so here's a big ladder rung for the two of us. I think, like, when we are together, it's just easier in general.
Yeah.
Because we can either sit around and be like, oh my god, dude, everything sucks. And we're like, yeah, bro, everything sucks. And then laughter will happen usually, and then all is well again.
It helps. It helps. Find your person.
Yes.
Your tactical,
Good way to put it.
maneuvered bestie from your Westies. Only from the West. Don't take the East ones. They're not worth it. They come with baggage. Don't ask me how I know.
I literally have brothers from another mother's. There's two of them.
I'm
now,
realizing this.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my mom's cool, so. Just saying.
I mean, yeah.
She's hip and trendy and with it.
So trendy.
She's always got the Bellagio hotel.
Always just got it.
She's
She's got it.
She
always
travels
has
with
it. Okay.
Yeah, so my wrong really is humor. Once I get to humor, we're good.
Yeah. And then we wear ourselves out with humor, and then we're like, we should maybe eat a thing.
Yeah.
And then it's nap time.
Yeah. I mean,
that's how that day goes.
Legit. I mean, it's like what the podcast is for us too, because we get to talk about our things out. We usually like base it on the week before.
Yeah.
Usually, unless we're like, I hate this article and we want to be awesome. Really love our response
this article. I want to be awesome. I know. Holy cow. If you haven't seen it yet on the website, there is a rebuttal to that nasty article by Emma James.
Yeah.
And it's wonderful.
People in the Discord have talked about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's good.
They like it.
It's a good one.
Randy's kind of the best.
Yeah.
It's kind of the shit.
Good at this.
Mm-hmm.
Good at this. He's funny. He's pushing us to like be profesh, and we're like, never. I am a child with a crayon, and I shall write on all the walls.
We are petulant children.
Yes, with crayons.
It's like herding cats, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Actually, that sounds a lot easier than what he has to do.
I know.
He's like, hey, could you maybe plug your stuff? And we're like,
no.
Yes, we'll do it, but we'll also tell them to not do it in the same breath. And then he's like, I'm going to smack you with a bat. And I'm like, maybe that would fix our problem.
If we're going to get beat with bats later, if you could go down to the PayPal and give us some more coffee money for our broken legs, that would be...
That sentence.
Good job.
I didn't want that on a shirt. Could you maybe like give us some money for coffee because my knees?
No, that's not what I said
You
at
said
all.
something about your knees.
I said
broken
if
knees.
we're gonna get hit with bats later, if you could go down to the PayPal, get us some coffee money for our broken
knees.
legs.
Okay, I understand now.
I mean,
do you know that song where like it's I'll break your kneecaps?
Yes.
I'll bust your kneecaps. Ooh, yeah. Love that song.
That's what's gonna happen later if you don't go to PayPal right now. No, I'm just kidding. Please.
Don't. Okay, I've muted her. She can't hurt us anymore. Now that it's just me and you. If you want to go to the PayPal and give us coffee money, you should do it. If you feel so inclined, please do. And we're back.
We drink lots of coffee.
We do, actually.
It's part of our ritual, in fact.
Austin called me weak.
What?
No, he said people who
Coffee
depend on coffee.
We don't. Well, okay, that's a lie. We
don't. It's not like the if I haven't had my coffee today, don't talk to me kind of a thing, you know.
Okay, but I will drive way out of my way to get coffee before I come here every day.
That's fine though. Like I'm saying, like if you didn't bring coffee, it's not like we would be like, oh no, it's the end of the world. We had that one time when we got that horrible coffee.
Oh, that was bad. We ordered more coffee. We were like, deliver coffee now.
But it was so bad. We earned redemption coffee.
Yes, we did.
Because that was
gross.
It had to be like bad milk or something.
Oh,
or
it was
the
nasty.
beans were.
They were like, here, let's put water in it instead. It was gross.
It was really bad.
Ugh.
I've never tasted anything so bad.
My toe is still screwed up. Sorry. Since I'm losing feeling. Sorry, I was playing with it and then I got to the ow.
Yeah.
Way deep down there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still screwed up and like weird blood trapped underneath stuff.
You might have to...
I don't know if I keep like
Yeah, you should just relieve
the nail's
pressure.
gonna come off.
Don't do that.
Not today. No, not
today.
Now. Ow. Sorry. This is the second half of the show where we get belligerent and ridiculous.
Yeah.
Is there anything else we need to touch on?
This is season 2 energy, and I kind of like it.
I love it, dude. It's more fun this way. It's more fun when I get to be a child.
Yes.
But yes, so build a ladder.
Build a ladder.
Find your people.
Find
1. Your rituals.
Yeah, step 1. Acknowledge that it sucks.
Yeah.
Let it suck. That's huge. Let it suck.
It is okay for it to suck.
Like, I hear your voice in my head when like it's bad.
Yeah.
And you're like, it'll get different.
Yeah. And
then just take a deep breath and I'm like, ow, everything hurts. Gotcha. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my start, usually.
Yeah. Now, what about the other side of the coin when you choose like
violence?
when you choose violence? When you aren't ready to build your ladder.
Oh, those days do exist.
Yeah.
There are days when you're not going to have it in you.
Right. Well, and I think that
literally
needs to be okay. That needs to be really super okay because we shouldn't have to push through all the time. And sometimes you can't push through, and that is okay. You are allowed to not push through.
Right. This is kind of in line with what we've been talking about with personal responsibility, taking responsibility for yourself. If you assess it honestly and you think that it's more than you can take, rest.
Yeah.
Sleep it off and start the next day better if you can.
Yeah. Because trust me, I've had days where like I woke up and the world was wrong.
Yeah.
And those are the days where there was one day that I heard from both you and from my husband. They were like, no, you're done. Tap out. The day is over.
Yeah.
And yeah, I needed that day to not happen because I woke up and it was wrong and it was going to be wrong.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a build a ladder kind of day.
No.
Sometimes you have to like lay down at rock bottom and, you know, take a nap right here.
Just be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
And
acknowledge that you don't have to stay at rock bottom.
Right.
Like, yeah, take a minute. You want to rest? You want to lay down there? Do that. Don't stay there though.
Yeah, no, that's the hard part, is if you do that too long and then you fall into it. Like it's a lot of people struggle with like surgery recovery because of that.
Yeah.
We don't, because we're so stir crazy.
Yeah.
We're like, let's get moving immediately. I just did surgery. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna move.
You're like, I'm gonna walk on this messed up hip because I'm bored with recovering.
Well, I mean, you still have to get up and go to the bathroom, right?
Yeah. Or get ice cream, or
while I'm up, why not just go down
pet the
the
dogs
stairs
and run a mile?
Nope. With Jen's at a conference and your grandfather is going to take care of you. Why not go jogging? That thought did cross my mind.
We're going rollerblading.
I was getting so fed up with not doing things and icing it constantly, and I was like so stir crazy by like day 2 or 3. I was like, I could just go jogging.
I have to be drugged like really heavily the first couple days, because otherwise I will get up and do things.
Exactly.
So the first couple days were like, no, night, bye.
But again, that goes in line. Like that's acknowledging that those days are going to be bad, and you can start again. Yeah. Well,
and sometimes there's going to be like injuries that we need to treat like injuries, because we don't do that. Have you noticed? I've noticed in like the groups where people are like, oh, I sprained my ankle. And I'm like, how do you know?
Right.
Mine are just perpetually screwed up, and I don't know.
Yeah. No, that's a very valid point. And that's, again, being personally accountable for yourself, like when you're assessing everything.
Right. We're not good at that. Like other people, it's definitely not a dig. I know we dig at the Facebook group sometimes, but this is like, honestly, when I see people who are like, oh, I sprained my ankle, or I pulled a muscle in my calf, or whatever it is, I'm like, wow, look at you taking responsibility for an injury.
Right, treating it like an
injury. Whereas I'm like, oh yeah, I fell down the stairs this morning, dislocated my shoulder and my hip. I'll be to work in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
See you soon.
Part of that, though, is that we don't want to be the problem.
Yes.
You know, like, could you imagine if you're like, oh, I can't go to work today. I fell down the stairs and dislocated a bunch of things.
Right.
No, that's not your vibe. No.
And literally, I'm not kidding. I've sent texts that are just like, hurt myself, be there soon.
Be back later.
Yeah. Hurt BBL. Myself, I'll be late.
Right. Injured.
And then I get there and they're like, what did you do? I'm like, oh yeah, I fell down the stairs.
I want you to start using this, okay? When people ask you what you did, I want you to look at them and then smile and go, I'll never tell. And then just walk away.
Wouldn't you like to know?
I'll never tell. I love that one.
I need to just, but there are days where I need to just not go, because then I turn into an asshole, and that's its own problem. Like the day I took Nate's head off, he was like, how are you feeling? And I was don't ask stupid questions. It was funny in my brain, but also like, that's not a nice thing to say to people.
It's Monday, or it's Tuesday, and I'm talking to my grandfather.
Oh no.
And I'm sick, and he's worried about me, and you're sick, and he's worried about you, and I'm like, I messaged you a bunch of things, and then you hadn't responded yet. So he comes in, he's like, have you heard from Karina? And I said, she said COVID kicked her cat. He's like, what does that mean? And I was like,
I haven't thought that far
I don't
ahead.
know yet, because she hasn't responded to me. And so this morning he came in. I was like, oh, I'm doing much better. I think Karina's doing better. He's like, good, because I have no idea what kicked a cat means. Like, oh my God, dude.
That's not what I said, is it?
It is what you said. COVID kicked your cat.
What?
And then I responded, COVID ate my homework. And then COVID kicked or beat my
mom. I
mom.
have no memory of this.
Yeah.
I literally have no memory of this.
You don't?
No.
Oh, man.
I need to go back and see these COVID messages, because...
Yeah, there's like...
Wow.
There's one I removed, and then there's 2.
Let's see. So that was Thursday, Tuesday. We're looking for Tuesday, probably.
It's Tuesday, Monday-ish.
Okay. What the hell?
Yeah.
I totally did.
COVID kicked my cat.
Why? Why did I say?
I was like, all right, COVID ate my homework. I thought we were doing a thing, but you never responded.
Well, he said to me, and it was just like, bruh, this sucks. And then it literally says, COVID kicked my cat. And then I didn't respond to anything until Wednesday.
Exactly.
Oh. I don't remember any of this.
Let me see.
How are you today? I just woke up and then almost immediately fainted. LOL. Strong start. How are you?
Yeah.
I don't remember any of this.
Awake for 2 hours attempting to detox. God. Oh, yeah, dude. Oh, that was brilliant.
No.
I was like, I'm going to detox from my meds.
Oh, God.
And have COVID.
Oh, yeah. All of Wednesday, I was really confused as to what day it was.
Mm-hmm.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
The fever was something else, guys, because I don't fever, and I take 3,600 milligrams of extra strength Tylenol per day.
Yeah.
So I was fevering through that,
mm-hmm. Yeah.
which was impressive, which is why, like, thank goodness I'm on it, because I can't imagine how awful I would have felt if I hadn't been.
Honestly, I don't mean to sound dramatic, but I think that if we hadn't been taking care of ourselves, that we would have been hospitalized.
Yeah, right.
Just for the fever,
right?
Alone.
Because I was warm and I was on a lot of Tylenol, a lot of Tylenol.
Yeah, and I was having issues breathing on Wednesday.
Oh no.
Yeah, I was kind of like really worried about it because you could feel it building up, and I was starting to get to the point where
it's all in my throat too.
Yeah, I couldn't get it out.
And
I was taking like decongestants and Mucinex or whatever, and like trying to loosen it so that I could get rid of it. But there was a moment where I was like, we might have to go in because I need to be able to breathe.
I actually, now that you say that, I remember being like, I might need to nebulize.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have that at my house, so that would have been an outing. And I was like, nope, we're not going out at all. And I didn't have any cold meds. So that was fun. So I chose unconsciousness.
Interesting thing to think about. Building a ladder, right? For yourself. But you still have responsibilities in life, and you still have life happening around you.
Mm-hmm.
So it just occurred to me that you could be trying to build your ladder, and then life can intervene.
Oh yeah.
Right? Or like.
Yeah. No, you get knocked over so many times it's not even funny.
Oh well, that's thank you. There, I got to the point I was thinking. That you can fall off your ladder.
Mm-hmm.
You will inevitably have days where you build up and fall.
Mm-hmm.
And you hit bottom again, and then you're going to feel even worse, and it's going to be harder to get back up, but you've got to kind of power through it.
Right.
And accept that it's okay that things have changed and that you're back to the beginning.
Well, and examine, like, I think examining your fear is always an important thing to do.
Oh yeah, how you equate pain with fear.
Right.
Like, we don't really do that, but.
Right. Well, that aspect, and also, like, for us, it's that, like, if I stop, I'll never get going again.
Yeah.
But if I examine that fear, that's irrational.
Right.
Right. That's not true. Like, I have stopped many times and had to get back going. And as much as it sucks to have to build back up that momentum, it's still doable.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not going to feel as foreign as you fear it might.
Yeah.
So that, for me, is the big fear. And so I have a hard time resting, where some other people have a hard time doing because... And that is an interesting one, because when people are afraid of pain, it's incredible how quickly it escalates. Yeah. Like my husband, when he was getting used to the migraines, not used to, but like
learning
to navigate the migraines, it was a lot of like fear-based response, and it would make it so much worse.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So much worse. And then we had to kind of develop a game plan to kind of circumvent that fear and go, okay, stop, take a breath. What do we need to do?
Right. And
that would kind of help him set aside the fear and go like, okay, these are the things I can control. This is what I can do. I'm good, and I'm ready for the storm to come. Right. Like.
Well, yeah, because we have that built in kind of just from learning.
Yeah.
Over time.
Right, because fear doesn't serve.
No. I had a phase where I was like, oh no, it's gonna hurt, I'm so scared. And that was in my teens, though. Like,
Right.
because that was when I was having shoulder issues and all sorts of fun.
Well, and it wasn't being validated at the time. And so we felt crazy. And so there was a lot of avoidance.
There was a time, this is a funny story, that I was out with my friends. Well, we were out at my apartment, and we were drinking and having fun and like goofing around. And I got super drunk. Like, there were two people who weren't drinking, Jen and our friend Jess.
Yeah.
And they were making drinks for everybody.
Oh, no.
And they were in their early 20s, and they thought it would be funny to just like throw whatever they wanted at us.
Uh-oh.
Right. Ugh. I mean, I can handle it.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with alcohol. I metabolize it super well.
Quickly.
Yeah. It takes a lot to get me drunk.
Now it triggers MCAS, so I don't drink.
Yes.
But.
So I get really drunk, and I go outside, and I'm like playing basketball with Cody.
Yeah.
And I dunk, and I'm pulling myself up, and they're like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I don't care about my shoulders right now. It doesn't hurt me. Look what I can do." And they're like, "You shouldn't do that, bro." That like concern was the first time anyone had really
acknowledged
that was a thing, and that I shouldn't do something because I could be damaging it.
That's crazy.
It sticks out in my brain every time I think about it. Like,
that's really interesting.
that was my first, and that was like that was right when Sophie was baking.
Wow.
Yeah, Jen was pregnant.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That was the first time that people were like, "Oh, you don't do that. You have shoulder issues, right?"
Yeah.
And that sticks out to me.
It's incredible the things that like we fear people won't believe or don't believe, and then they absolutely do. Like, it's always amazing when people handle my nonsense at work really well.
Yeah.
Like, friend of podcast Summer
Yes.
is always my go-to person, and then Diana right after. But if Summer's there, like if I'm having a time, I'm like, nope, I need Summer. I need someone who absolutely understands what's happening and how to help me through it without the like crazy chaos around it.
You think she would be okay if I messaged her?
Yeah.
Because I would like to.
Yeah.
Like, the other day I was just looking
love that
at my messages, and I had that one when she was worried about you.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I want to message her, but I don't want to bother her.
I was low. I had a really, really low point right before I got sick.
You handled it well, though, I gotta say.
I hope. I think I scared the crap out of everybody, though.
Yeah.
Because I was like, yeah, no, I'm done handling things well. Oops.
Well, yeah, that's one of those times when you're like, no ladder.
Yeah.
This is gonna happen.
Yeah. Oh,
and you kind of lean into it, but
right.
It wasn't like permanent though. Were you worried at that like this was permanent for you and there was no way out?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Because for me, generally, I think after I gained an understanding that like time progresses no matter what.
Yeah.
Time, like we know that, right? Like obviously we all know it. It's not a secret, but our horrible moments are still going to be swept away in time no matter what. So no matter what's happening, I can have faith that it's going to pass and something different will be next in line.
Yeah.
I don't know what's coming next in line, obviously. It could be better, it could be worse, it could be the same, it could be just different. It's different. So the it gets different really helps to keep me out of like panic over how I feel in the moment.
Yeah.
So I generally don't have like a this is going to be forever response anymore, thank God, because that is so stressful.
Yes.
So I don't feel like it's going to be forever anymore, but I still have a hard time with like being communicative around it.
Right.
Like I just kind of I go into waiting mode, I guess, where I'm like, everything is horrible. I'm going to shut down and wait for it to not be horrible.
Right. I mean, that goes with like bad ladder days though. That's what that is right. You're like, I'm shut down. Yeah. That's it. We will attempt later.
Yeah. Nope.
How much
we've decided today is a loss.
How much has Benji's saying affected you, do you think?
A lot.
It bothers me.
How much it like comes back around? Yeah. Like these things that like they seem kind of obvious at the time, but when people say them out loud, it's so different because like that one and then what Lou said.
Oh, yes.
Messed me up. And that's kind of exactly what we're talking about right now is that like it's hard and it's allowed to be hard.
Yeah.
And that was like, sorry, my heart fluttered just now just saying it because that is such a like profound, it's so deep within me that it's not allowed to be hard. It's not allowed to be a struggle. It's not allowed to be something that I like shut down over. It's not allowed to take me out. Right. But it's allowed to be hard. We're going through something exceptional. We're going through something that not everybody goes through.
Yeah.
And not in a comparative suffering kind of way, but in a, we have extra load. There's rocks in our backpacks compared to everybody else.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's a bunch of sayings that have stuck with me throughout the podcast.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, tons. But that one especially has been. I was wondering if it was the same for you as it was for me. That it's been
it gets
really
different.
heavy. And it bothers me that the youngest had to be the one to come up with that.
I know.
Stupid,
He's
insightful.
all wise and stuff. I don't know what that's all about. It's weird to me too, because he's. I would almost think he'd be the most like reckless among us, but he's not.
No.
He like manages his like.
Okay, so like growing up,
limitations and stuff.
I would have totally thought he'd be the most reckless.
Right.
In adulthood so far, me and you, not great. Him, he's got his shit under control.
Yeah.
At least way better than we
do. So weird.
We're gonna have him back on.
Yes, we need to check in with him in general.
We need to check in with everybody. We need to do like a big get together. I want to do like a big episode.
That would be so much fun.
Just have a lot of people from previous podcasts on.
Yeah.
And then just talk about how their lives have been.
That would be cool.
Yeah. I think
we'll do a revisiting.
It is time
to call it.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of shenaniganry.
Right.
Sorry about that.
And a lot of sidetrack conversations, but I hope.
Brain.
Yeah. Also, we were like hitting pain brain, and pain brain wants to dance all over the place anyway. So,
yes.
There you go. Yeah.
When we're still recovering from COVID.
Yeah.
COVID brain is a thing.
COVID brain. Whew. All right, my friends. Thank you so much for coming along. I hope you enjoyed this one. I definitely enjoyed making it. So.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoy editing it. Oops.
Yeah. This is going to be one that I dislike that everyone likes. I know it already.
I like it already. It's good.
Okay.
If you found value in this, go ahead and give it a like.
Or
share with people. Share in groups.
We just want to get out to people who need us. And they might not know they need us.
Right.
But, just there's a lot of people who feel alone.
Right. And if we can make that a little less impactful for people, all the better. Nobody should feel alone because what you're going through is not entirely unique to you. Like,
it's an outstanding situation, but it's one that we can at least relate with.
Right.
And everyone in our subs and our in our Discord.
Well, and there are common experiences all over the place.
Yeah.
So the louder we are, the easier it is to find each other. So
yes, sir.
Let's do that more often, huh? So yes, like, share, subscribe if you have not already. Check out our website. I'm very proud of that.
It's turning into our hub where everything can be found. And we have blog articles that are going to be made. We've merch.
Ordered more vinyl and more shirts. So we have the designs up. You can pre-order. That is live.
Oh, shoot. I didn't realize you could pre-order.
It is
live.
So
if you want not expensive but awesome wear, check out the
unique
website.
Designs to us.
I'll put it on screen.
Ta-da!
Look at that. It's fantasticpains.com.
It's our baby.
And again, you're going to have to put it in the URL because we have too many results, which is such a weird problem to have.
Right.
That our site doesn't show
though.
up first.
It's a cool problem.
Yeah.
It's a good one. So check out the website. Check out last week's episode if you have not already. It's a good one.
Mm-hmm. Join the Discord and we can have conversations about it or just commiserate.
Yes, absolutely. And comment. We love to hear from you guys, even if it's just like a quick relation.
If
you
just
comment first.
I'd be happy. That would make my night.
All right, my loves. In the meantime, be kind to you, be kind to others, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.